Okay, here we are. Salutations. It is December 23rd, 2023, and in an effort to try to get this video out before the end of the year, I'm going to be filming this while I'm actually running errands today. So that's something a little different. I'll be at different spots throughout the day. But the idea for this first video is, as per usual, I'll be listing out my top 30 favorite songs of 2023. And every year when I come out with a list like this, there's always an element of embarrassment that comes into it, because not only is it showing what I know and what I like about all the songs that came out this year, it's also showing everything that I kind of didn't hear or didn't get around to as well. So I put this disclaimer at the beginning of the video every year, but there's so many songs and there's obviously way more that I didn't listen to versus what I did listen to. And I feel like that's extra true for this year, considering that I was so busy with work and training and the like. So yeah, looking forward to talking to you guys more about that. All right, so for our first stop, I'm at the laundromat with my beautiful mama. And I'm gonna list off the first 5 songs on my top 30 songs of the year list. So for number 30, I have Mary Lattimore with Music for Applying Shimmering Eyeshadow. I have the list here. Number 29, I have Cemetery with Hallowed Be My Wrist. Number 2 point, excuse me, I say 2 point, and you're going to get why in a second. For number 28, I have Sampha with Spirit 2.0. For number 27, this song actually came out in December 2022, but I didn't hear it till it came out on her album that released this past February. I have Caroline Polachek with Welcome to My Island, great song. And rounding off the first half of the 20s, I have Shushu with Maybe Baby. Okay, so the laundry's done, and now we're off to run some errands on our own. But before we get to that, let's talk about the next 5 songs that are on my list. So at number 25, I put Matmos with their song Going to Sleep. At number 24, really love the title of this one. I have Andre 3000 with I Swear I Really Want to Make a Rap Album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time. Next up, probably not the longest song that I have on this list, but one of the longer ones. I have Animal Collective with their song Defeat, clocking in at around 24 minutes in length. Beyond that, number 22, I have Matana Roberts with Away Is Not an Option. Beautiful, gorgeous, winding spoken word and jazz song. And finishing off the 20s, getting close to finishing off the 20s, I have number 21 with Young Fathers and their song Drums. Great track. See you soon. All right, so I'm currently outside my friend's coffee business, which is Soulmate Coffee and Tea out here in Bellflower, California. Stopped for a lovely sparkling lemonade. And now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the next 5 songs on my list. So at number 20, I have Danny Brown with Tanter. At number 19, I have the absolute longest song on this list with Swan's opus, The Beggar Lover 3. Next, maybe you could say this one's cheating, but it's not an actual recorded song in the studio per se. It's the live performance I saw of Midwife's Killdozer earlier this year, I think in July, when she opened for Have a Nice Life. Amazing song, can't wait for that to come out on a studio album. Next, at number 17, kind of an underground hit for me this year, I have Anti-Material World with the song Seek a Flame. A vegan anthem that I highly recommend you check out. And we're going to cut off the halfway point of this list with Liturgy's great winding, stretching song, 93696. Great song, check it out, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Transition. Okay, so now I'm at a jeweler in Cerritos because I told my dad that I would get a couple of watches appraised for him, see how much they're worth, and see if we can get them fixed too. So before I step out of the car to do that, let's talk about the next 5 songs that are on my list. Songs numbers 15, 14, 13, 12, and 11. Coming in at number 15, a huge hit this year that I had a lot of fun with. I have Baby Keem and Kendrick's The Hillbillies. Super fun song, lots of personality, very fun. Next, at number 14, another mainstream song that really got my attention this year was the song Get 'Em Back by Olivia Rodrigo. One of the best double entendres I've heard in a song in quite some time. For number 13, I have Boy Genius with the song Anarchist, by and large my favorite song to come off of their new album. At number 12, we have the opening track to Joanna Sternberg's new album, I've Got Me, very touching and heartfelt folk song. And just before we get to the top 10, I have at number 11, Colin Stetson with the self-titled track from his new album, When We Were What Wept for the Sea. Easily my favorite jazz song to come out this year. All right, see you guys very soon. Bye. Okay, so I'll try to get this part done quick because I'm at Target and it's the holidays and it's pretty busy. But kicking off number 10 on my list, I have I think it's Natural Wonder Beauty Project with their song Driving. Super excited for Anna Roxanne's transition into a more pop vocal style. I thought she killed it with DJ Python in this song. For number 9, I have Wednesday with their song Bull Believer. Super epic song, super great performance. Really glad to include it on this list. For number 7, Yule is back this year. She dropped the song Cyber Meat, which is an awesome electronic banger. And then for number 7, really fitting number for this next song, which is Precious Lord, Take My Hand by the newly titled Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter. Awesome song, kind of like a happiness jump scare. The whole album's super brooding, but when this song, it sounds so odd and jarring for her to sound this happy on a track. And then for number 6, we're gonna cut off this part of the top 10 with the song Step a Pig by Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia. I think some of JPEG Mafia's best production ever that he's done up to this point. I know I say that about every song whenever I talk about him on one of this lists, but I really do think that he outdid himself on this track. Oh my gosh, what an accomplishment. All right, see ya. Okay, so the lighting's not the best right now, but I'm having lunch at this cool new French sandwich restaurant that you might have heard before. I think they're called Sabois. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sabois. But anywho, let's finish off that list by talking about my top 5 favorite songs for the year. So at number 5, again, kind of cheating a little bit here because I'm talking about a live performance rather than a song that actually dropped in the studio context this year. But this would be the Giles Corey song, Dan, You Are Such a Jerk. He performed that song at the end of his set in LA this year, performing under the name Giles Corey. I almost went there. I went the night before when he was performing with Tim McCouga and Have a Nice Life instead. That was still a great show, but after having seen his performance later on YouTube and how he closed that set, I think that song, Dan, You're Such a Jerk, is one of the coolest songs I heard or performances that I've seen this year, easily. At number 4, I've got 100 gecs. They finally dropped 10,000 gecs this year, and that song, Hollywood Baby, is a masterpiece. I was such a big fan of the singles they dropped leading up to that album, and even though those were still standouts for me, the song Hollywood Baby was the song that was just kind of like the earwormiest of them all, in my opinion. At number 3, Baby Baby returns. I haven't heard them drop music since 2019. It's taken 4 years, but they came back in full effect. And my favorite song that they dropped this year was the song Pants, of all things. Very spooky, very hypnotic are the 2 words that come to mind at first. That's how I would describe it. Super cool, super kooky, super quirky. Every fun, zany thing that you can say about that kind of sound, that's what they are. All right. And at number 2, oh my gosh, we have the gargantuan song Man Proposes and God Disposes by Sprain. What an abyss. This song is just a bottomless pit of hopelessness and despair. Happiness is an impossibility. At least that's kind of like the feeling when you listen to this song. And I don't expect it to appeal to everyone, but hey, if black coffee is your thing and black music is kind of your energy, then hey, maybe you might want to give this one a chance. And we're gonna close this thing off with my favorite song of the year, which is, this isn't the actual title of it, you can look it up later, it's the 9th track off of his new album, but it has to be the song Talking Mess by Sufjan Stevens. Again, that's the 9th track off of his new album Javelin. And I'm really not that big of a Sufjan Stevens fan. I've heard a couple of his albums in the past. I know he dropped one last year or the year before it called A Beginner's Mind, which I liked, I didn't love. I've heard some of his classic albums as well, which again are good, but have never really grabbed me. But this song floored me. I can't listen to this song without at least watering up or shedding a tear or two. And I'm sure that might go away after a while, but the lyrical, vocal, and instrumental content on this song are all just saturated to the brim with some of the most emotional passages of music and lyrics that I've heard all decade, honestly. And I feel super lucky to live or be alive at a time where, you know, I could hear this and, you know, be a supporter of music like this. So yeah, that's it. That's going to wrap up my top 30 songs of the year. We're not done filming today, still plenty of errands to run, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my sandwich, finish my chips, and got a little piece of spinach right here. Yummy. And I'll get back to you guys. All right, so until then, much love, take care, stay blessed.